After emerging victorious in the intense battle depicted in the previous film, Amarendra Baahubali, Prabhas, is officially crowned king by Mother Queen Shivagami, Ramya Krishnan, while Bhallaladeva, Rana Daggubati, is entrusted with the responsibility of leading the armies as a commander. In the kingdom, there is a long-standing tradition that requires the daughter-in-law of the royal family to perform a sacrificial ritual periodically, where she carries a container filled with hot coals over her head and walks around the temple to keep evil spirits at bay. As the only daughter-in-law of the family, Shivagami carries out this ritual. During the ceremony, Amarendra Baahubali once again displays his exceptional strength by stopping a rogue elephant that had broken free from its harness and was charging in Shivagami's direction. The ceremony was held in anticipation of Amarendra Baahubali's ascension to the throne as the new king. Despite the official declaration of Amarendra Baahubali as the new king, the rivalry and tension between the two stepbrothers, Amarendra Baahubali and Bhallaladeva, continue to simmer. Bhallaladeva still sees himself as the rightful king, given that he is the biological son of the Mother Queen. As revealed in the previous movie, Amarendra Baahubali is the son of the former king, and his mother died while giving birth to him. The old king's brother was deemed too weak and ineffectual to rule, so Shivagami, the king's wife and sister-in-law, orchestrated the deaths of the conspirators to the throne and claimed the throne herself. She intended to hold power until one of the two princes proved their worthiness to take on the responsibility of ruling the kingdom. Shivagami instructed Amarendra Baahubali to tour the kingdom and its neighboring areas, acquainting himself with the people and smaller kingdoms in preparation for his ascension to the throne. This would help him gain an understanding of the land and its inhabitants that he would be ruling over. As a companion and bodyguard, she also assigned Kattappa, Sathuraj, to accompany him on the journey. While on their journey, Amarendra Baahubali and Kattappa stumble upon a village under attack by a group of bandits. Amidst the chaos, they witness Princess Devasena, Anushka Shetty, who was previously enslaved in the royal courtyard in the first movie, fighting off the bandits with ease. Amarendra Baahubali is immediately smitten with her, and he and Kattappa join forces with the village men to defeat the remaining bandits. Devasena's cousin, Kumara Varma, Subbarju, leads the villagers in their defense. After the battle, Amarendra Baahubali and Kattappa are able to convince Devasena and her cousin that they are simply travelers passing through, and that Amarendra Baahubali is an uneducated fool who was kicked out of his family for being a troublemaker. Devasena is a princess of the Kunthala kingdom and the sister of the ruling king. Despite her initial reluctance, she agrees to let Amarendra Baahubali and Kattappa stay with them. During their stay, Amarendra Baahubali's affections for Devasena deepen, and he begins to flirt with her. Devasena, who enjoys his flirtations, does not call him out and plays along. However, she quickly figures out that Amarendra Baahubali is not a fool, but rather an intelligent and capable young man who is simply putting on an act. Upon receiving intel from his spies, Bhallaladeva discovers that Amarendra Baahubali is feigning foolishness to court Princess Devasena. He develops an infatuation with Devasena after seeing her portrait. Before Amarendra Baahubali can act on his intentions to wed Devasena and seek Shivagami's approval, Bhallaladeva convinces her that he is the ideal match for Devasena. Unaware of the budding love between Amarendra Baahubali and Devasena, and feeling remorseful for choosing her adopted son over her biological one as king, Shivagami pledges that Devasena will marry Bhallaladeva. Afterward, Shivagami dispatches a messenger to Devasena's kingdom to request her hand in marriage for Bhallaladeva. However, the messenger not only disparages the Kunthala kingdom but also insults Devasena, suggesting that she should feel honored to receive a proposal from such a distinguished kingdom. In response, Devasena berates the messenger and rejects the marriage proposal. Unbeknownst to Kattappa and Amarendra Baahubali, the proposal was on behalf of Bhallaladeva. Instead, they assumed that Shivagami herself had decided to arrange a marriage between Amarendra Baahubali and Devasena. As Devasena is unaware that Amarendra Baahubali is the future king, he does not come forward to disclose his true identity. After Devasena's kingdom is attacked by a group of robbers, Amarendra Baahubali is compelled to disclose his warrior identity and join forces with Devasena to vanquish the enemy. After the battle, he professes his love to Devasena and proposes that she becomes his bride and return with him to his kingdom. Devasena's family approves of the match, and despite receiving orders from Shivagami to imprison Devasena for insulting her offer, Amarendra Baahubali promises to protect her and convinces her to accompany him. After explaining the situation to Shivagami, she accepts their relationship, and everything eventually resolves harmoniously. Unfortunately, the situation doesn't unfold as planned. Upon meeting, Devasena and Shivagami develop an immediate disliking towards each other. Devasena also refuses to marry Bhallaladeva as she doesn't love him and won't be coerced into a loveless marriage. Amarendra Baahubali stands up for Devasena and forbids any harm to come to her. This only infuriates Shivagami further, as she perceives his actions as a betrayal of not only her, but also the kingdom's laws. Thus, she presents Amarendra Baahubali with an ultimatum: he must choose between being the king or choosing to be with Devasena. Being in love with Devasena, Amarendra Baahubali naturally picks her over his throne. Following Amarendra Baahubali's decision to choose Devasena over his kingship, Bhallaladeva is crowned the new king while Amarendra Baahubali is assigned to his former position as the commander of the army. However, at the coronation ceremony, the people and guards express their admiration for Amarendra Baahubali by cheering louder for him and stamping the ground with their spears, causing the throne to shake. It becomes evident that the people still regard him as their true king, which angers Bhallaladeva even more. He becomes paranoid that Amarendra Baahubali's influence will remain a threat to his reign and consequently decides to strip him of any power to delegitimize him. He creates situations where Devasena appears to be at fault, and Amarendra Baahubali is forced to defend her, causing more friction between him and Shivagami. Bhallaladeva even goes as far as to relieve Amarendra Baahubali of his command over the army when Devasena becomes pregnant. This act was merely a ploy to strip Amarendra Baahubali of all his power in the kingdom. As a result, Devasena accuses Shivagami of idly standing by while Bhallaladeva takes complete control. Slowly but surely, all forms of power are taken away from Amarendra Baahubali, and the Queen Mother has been turned against him. Eventually, the tensions come to a head, and Shivagami orders Amarendra Baahubali and Devasena to be exiled from the kingdom and forced to live among the peasants. The couple who currently resides in a workers' village remain content with their lives, as they have each other and that is enough for them. Amarendra Baahubali is supporting the villagers by inventing tools that ease their workload, while Devasena, who is now in the advanced stages of pregnancy, is preparing for the arrival of their child. Filled with anger towards Amarendra Baahubali for choosing Devasena over her, Shivagami becomes convinced that he is capable of having Bhallaladeva assassinated, despite his popularity among the people. To avoid this, she orders Kattappa to carry out the assassination. As planned, a group of rogue warriors chase Kattappa into the village where Amarendra Baahubali and Devasena are living. Amarendra Baahubali's wife is giving birth, but he is forced to leave her to go help Kattappa. Despite being injured, he manages to defeat all the warriors. Kattappa, bound by his duty to serve the royal ruler, then plunges his sword into Amarendra Baahubali's back when his guard is down. Bhallaladeva arrives and revels in his victory, brutally hacking at the dead body with an axe. He also reveals his entire devious plan to Kattappa. He reveals that Amarendra Baahubali was innocent, and Shivagami is left to realize the grave mistake she has made in ordering his assassination. Thanks for watching. Do the channel a favor by liking and subscribing for more videos like this. Thank you.